In the 2020 election, there were Zuckerbucks. A lot of people were upset that Mark Zuckerberg had dumped a ton of money into various elections, seemingly to help the Democrats. Some say overtly to help Democrats. Well, now Elon Musk is doing quite the inverse. As the richest man on the planet, I believe he's still the richest man on the planet, he's injecting tons of cash in various ways, not the same as Zuckerberg's, mind you, but he's giving $1 million away to individuals who are registered to vote and sign a petition. Now, they're threatening him in Pennsylvania because what Elon is doing is clever, and I think it's working. I also don't think it's illegal. But take a look at this. Elon Musk's $1 million giveaways could be in violation of federal law prohibiting paying people to register to vote. Campaign finance lawyer Brett Capel said, you can't give something of value to people in exchange for them voting or registering to vote, which Elon is certainly not doing. But there is an interesting component here in that he's saying if you are registered to vote and you do something else, you can be a spokesperson for a political action committee. I wonder if you can have being a registered voter as a prerequisite not to get registered to vote, right? But let's read the story and break this down. Elon Musk has been campaigning in Pennsylvania for Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, but has offered to pay up to $1 million per day to Pennsylvania voters signing his American PAC petition before Election Day might be a violation of the law. I don't think it is, because I think Elon probably talked with his lawyers beforehand. America PAC's petition asks signers to support freedom of speech and the right to bear arms. Musk asks winners of the cash award to be spokespersons for the petition. Musk aims to get 1 million registered voters in swing states to sign in support of the Constitution, especially freedom of speech and the right to bear arms, with the petition being open to registered voters in the swing state of Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. Here's a video. Elon just gave away $1 million.
One of the challenges we're having is like, well, how do we get people to know about this petition? Because the legacy media won't report on it. You know, not everyone's on X. So I figure, how do we get people to know about it? Well, this news, I think, is going to really fly. So
indeed it will. Democrats are threatening you with criminal prosecution, Elon.
So every day between now and the election, we'll be awarding $1 million, starting tonight.
Woo. Who does he got? Who's he got?
All right. So tonight's person is John Dreyer.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so there it is. You're sitting in a crowd. You're at a rally. Elon's saying, you know, we want to support the Constitution. And he got $1 million, this guy, John. $1 million. After taxes, he'll probably walk away with, I don't know, $550. You know, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to taxes, the highest bracket. So maybe after he hires a lawyer to handle everything, I don't know, maybe he just wires it into his bank. But pay your taxes, bro, and it's most of it. Legal experts questioned whether the offer was legal because it links receiving money to being a registered voter, which federal law prohibits. The Washington Post reported, campaign finance lawyer Brett Capel said, you can't give something of value to people in exchange for them voting or registering to vote. That's not what he's saying, though. And cited a federal statute that states whoever makes or offers to make an expenditure to any person either to vote or withhold his vote, or to vote for or against any candidate, will face fines or jail time. Election expert at the University of California, LA, Rick Hansen, wrote in his blog Saturday that Musk's prize offering is clearly illegal. Hold on there a minute. See, this is what they don't understand. Well, actually, let me read a little bit more. The petition asks signers to circulate the form to other battleground state voters, offering $47 for each registered voter an individual convinces to sign the petition. The names of signatories are entered into a contest that seeks to award daily winners with $1 million. Voters in Pennsylvania received a separate offer of $100 each and another $100 if they find another registered voter to add his or her name to the petition. The registration deadline in Pennsylvania is Monday. Governor Josh Shapiro said in a Sunday interview on NBC News that Musk's petition raises real questions about how the entrepreneur is choosing to dispense his vast capital. Quote, let me play it for you, actually.
Governor, let me ask you about Divine, his super PAC's petition.
There are real questions with how he is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into the pockets of Pennsylvanians. That is deeply concerning. Look, Musk obviously has a right to be able to express his views. He's made it very, very clear that he supports Donald Trump. I don't, obviously we have a difference of opinion. I don't deny him that right. But when you start flowing this kind of money into politics, I think it raises serious questions that folks may want to take a look at.
So you think it might not be legal, yes or no?
I think it's something that law enforcement could take a look at. I'm not the Attorney General anymore of Pennsylvania.
Here's the issue. Law is law. It's interpreted as such. What is the spirit of law? What is the letter of the law? I think it's fair to say this. I like Elon Musk, but the interpretation I have from this is, although he is not telling people to register people to vote for money, the idea is if you go to someone and say, hey, if you're a registered voter and you fill this out, I get $47 and you could win $1 million. They're going to go, okay, let me register to vote real quick. Okay, now I'm a registered voter. Hey, we never paid you to register to vote. That, I think, is enough legal protection for Elon Musk. I do. Listen, we have to be clear on the law. They can try and make the argument that it's a circuitous method, but he's not explicitly telling anyone to do anything illegal. Look, imagine it this way. Imagine you said, anybody who brings me a bottle of this rare one-of-a-kind, liquor, I will give $1 million to. And the one-of-a-kind liquor is at a liquor store that the guy won't sell. He never told you to steal it. He never said to hurt anybody. But if someone's like, I want $1 million, and they go in there and commit a crime, that's not Elon Musk's fault. Stealing liquor is a crime. Bringing liquor to somebody is totally legal. Elon Musk says, if you get a petition signed, you get money. He never told anybody to go register people to vote for money. And he never offered money in exchange for people registering to vote. The important thing to consider is that the real offer is they're choosing spokespersons. The idea is if you sign the petition, and I think I think Elon knows what he's doing. The idea is this. You're a registered voter. You sign a petition in support of First and Second Amendments. They want you to be a spokesperson for the PAC to tell people about your views. So the way he's looking at it is, we want registered voters who believe in the First and Second Amendments to preach why they feel this way, and we're going to pay them a top rate to do so. He's framing it more as a contest. You could be chosen, but he's really just saying, this is our talent pool. We are hiring people to be spokespeople for a political action committee, which is legal, so long as you actually agree with the political action committee. Let's frame it another way. Elon Musk is saying, we have a political action committee that believes in the First and Second Amendments. We want a spokesperson. Are we going to go to a person and say, we don't know if you actually care about free speech or the right to bear arms, but we'll hire you anyway? Pretty sure any political action committee that wants to hire someone to speak, they're going to ask them what their political views are. So imagine you had a PAC that hates Donald Trump. And they said, we want a spokesperson to read a commercial and speak their mind. We can't ask you about your political beliefs or whether you actually vote or not. So just come be our spokesperson. You think that's going to happen? Well, then the guy shows up and says, I am not a registered voter, but I hate Kamala. And they're going to be like, why did we hire this person? How about this? The political action committee that hates Donald Trump is going to go to someone and say, are you a voter? You are. How do you feel about Trump? You don't like him? Would you like to be a campaign spokesperson? We'll pay you cash. I don't see any difference. They just don't like the way that Elon Musk is doing this in a grand and verbose way. That being said, this is still an infusion of cash into an election. That also being said, Mark Zuckerberg did the same thing. The media seems to have only concerns about one billionaire who's decided to actually stand up and spend money on things that he actually cares about. I asked this question quite a bit. I asked it last night on Timcast IRL. What do rich people do with their money? Mark Zuckerberg's got an island in Hawaii where he's got Wagyu beef and a big house with a small underground bunker. They tried making it seem like he built this massive underground facility, but it's like 5,000 square feet, so it's nice. But he also spent money on Zuckerbucks. Said he regrets he's not going to do it again. Elon Musk is, doing this in swing states to get people to believe in the Constitution to speak up. But what about everybody else? It's a question I ask quite a bit. A lot of people make a lot of money, and I know a lot of these people make a lot of money, and I'm like, what are you doing with that money? Honest question. I'll tell you guys, you want to own a big yacht? You want to own a 60-footer, 200, massive mega yacht, $100 million yacht? Ridiculous. Nobody does. Like Bezos might. If you have so much money, you just don't care. Yeah, fine. If you're worth $100 billion and you're making billions in cash or whatever, sure. The reality is this. The people who own the big yachts are just yacht companies. There's two ways it's done. And private planes is the same. Certainly there are companies usually who own private planes because they travel so much, it's actually cheaper. And they can afford it, whatever. But typically what happens, somebody will buy a private plane and they'll charter it out. They'll hire a company to manage the plane because they really might only fly once a month. And they'll say, these days are the days that I need it. Don't charter it. But in the meantime, and they make money doing it. For most people who want to go on a yacht trip, you just go to a booking agent and say, hey, I want to bring the family on a yacht trip. We want to do a 50-footer. And they'll be like, on this date, it's $3,000. Here's the reality. You get 10 friends together. Everybody puts up $300-400 and you've rented the yacht for the day. And then you're on a boat trip. Why do you need to buy it? That being said, I wonder genuinely what most of these wealthy people are doing with their money, because it seems to be very few that we see visibly. And there's the big point. There are a lot of rich people who do a lot with their money that we don't see. It bums me out that they tend to be publicly on the left, actors especially. I'm glad Elon's doing what he's doing. I think he's fine. I'm going to wrap it up. Smash the like button, subscribe, share the show with everyone you know. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast, and we will see you all tonight at Timcast IRL.